Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a different video. So usually I give you reviews on like hair products and makeup and skincare and things like that, and how-to tutorials for applying makeup and fashion hauls and things like that. But I just wanted to talk to you today about breakups and just like a little bit of advice and stuff really. And this comes about for a couple of reasons really. I haven't been doing as many videos as normal since like June last year, and the reason being is because my boyfriend and I split up at the about end of May, beginning of June last year, and it's been quite hard. I've sort of had to adjust to living on my own, managing my finances because I own my own house and stuff, so there's been a lot of changes going on in my life, and it's taken quite a long time to get right again really. So first of all I wanted to sort of apologise for not being around, and I wanted to explain the reasons why. I haven't lost interest in my blogging, I still do little bits when I can, but this year, you know, I'm back and I'm feeling better than ever, so I'm going to be doing a lot more makeup reviews and lots of tutorials and stuff. But a few people have sort of said to me, you know, it'd be really good to give a video of, not advice as such because I'm not an expert at all, but just sort of tips on how I got over my breakup, and yeah, so here I am really. So I'd be interested to know what you think of this video, and I'm a little bit nervous of putting it on YouTube really because it is so different to what I normally do. So I don't really know where to start. I mean, I'm not the kind of person to sort of go into all the details of my personal life on here. I kind of respect myself and all the other people involved too much, and I certainly wouldn't want to discuss all the nitty-gritty on here, and it wouldn't really be beneficial to anybody, and I don't think my ex would appreciate it either if he was to ever watch. But you know, I can give you a little bit of an overview. So we were together about 3 years, and he had a little girl who will be 3 in May, and I obviously got very close to her because we would have her at least, well, 2 or 3 nights a week every week since she was born, and so I've got a really strong bond with her. So I think for me the breakup was hard because it wasn't only between me and him and getting over the heartache there and analysing what went wrong and sort of questioning myself. It's been particularly hard for me because I've felt like I've lost her as well. So yeah, it's been pretty tough. So it's really hard to know what to say without giving too much away. He wasn't happy. He left the relationship. There were problems on both parts. Nothing majorly went wrong. It's just that we stopped sort of getting on and our lives were going in different directions, and it's really sad because he was like my best friend and everything, and I'll always hold a place for him in my heart, and I don't have any nastiness. And I think one of the key things in getting over a breakup and just going forward in life is not to hold any grudges and not to, you know, dislike anyone or have hatred or anger inside you, because you're only affecting yourself, and no one's going to gain from that. So I think for me, when it first happened, it was a shock. It did feel like a shock, even though we hadn't been getting on for a few months. I never expected it to happen. So, you know, you go through all these phases, and like I say, it was in June last year and it's January now, so it's quite a number of months that I've gone through all this. But I am a very sensitive and emotional person, and I think a lot of young women are really, and I do think there's too much emphasis put on relationships these days, and that they have to work, and you know, you should be taking all these steps. And I think it's difficult when you reach my age, so I'm almost 31, and you know, a majority of my friends are married with children and settled down and stuff, and I think there's a lot of pressure that you should do the same. And I've learnt that, you know, everyone's completely different, and you know, you shouldn't really put that pressure on yourself because every relationship's different really. So yeah, so it was shock initially. I went through that phase, and you know, you'll find yourself going through the first, I'd say about 6 weeks where, you know, you can't really eat, you feel really just literally heartbroken. You know, you can't sleep very well. So like I lost weight, I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, I was constantly tired, but I was keeping myself busy. And I think that's the key, and I think it did really help me, even though I wore myself out a little bit after a few months because I was just working constantly. It helped me to focus on something else. And I think the key thing to do is to, you know, things that are good in your life, to put everything into those and think positive and be positive in those areas of your life, and you'll find that everything else comes together. And it may take some time, like it has for me, but it does really work. And to also remember that, you know, a relationship is such a massive part of your life, but it's not everything. And I always remember my grandma, God bless her, used to always say, you know, life, you know, this is going to sound really strange, but life is almost like you've got this orange with all the different segments in, and there are your life. So you have like a segment for your health and your work and relationship and everything else, money, blah, blah, blah. And I think putting that into perspective and realising that you're never going to have, my grandma used to say, in life you will never have that full orange. There's always going to be something that's not quite right. So your relationship could be amazing, but you could have money problems, or everything could be brilliant, but you're not very well, or there's bad health in the family. So I've sort of carried that around with me all my life, really, and it does help to realise that even though it feels like your world's falling apart and it's everything and your relationship's over and it's just like a big trauma, it's just one of those segments of the orange, and just look at everything else and be thankful for what you've got and just put everything into that. So that's what I did, and that's what helped me. So, you know, my health was alright, really, to be fair, even though I was knackered because I wasn't sleeping or eating. It was fine in the scheme of things. Work's fantastic. Like, I absolutely love my job. I'm so lucky. The place where I work, the whole company, the actual job that I do, and most importantly, the people have just been fantastic. Like, I've got such good friends there. They've been really supportive, and everyone's just positive every day and makes me laugh. And I genuinely don't think I could have got through this last sort of 9 months or more without them there. So I put everything into work, and I started socialising a bit more, because I think sometimes in a relationship you do tend to get into a bit of a cocoon with the other person and your own little tight circle, if you like. And for me, I was trying to build myself up again. So even if I didn't feel like going out for drinks on a Friday night, not like a big session, just like a few casual drinks with people after work, I would force myself to do it. And I would find that I'd feel better for doing that. And sometimes you go out and you can be surrounded by people but still feel the loneliest person on earth. But it does help, because it's much better than going home to an empty house and sat thinking and thinking and thinking. But equally, I do think it's important to have those times alone. My only problem is that I overanalyse things, but that's just me. That's how I deal with things, and it's pretty hard sometimes to hear what the other person has to say about you, and it's very easy to start doubting yourself and questioning who you are as a person. So for anyone who's feeling like that, try and concentrate on the good. Don't ignore those comments, because you can always take something good from them. So if someone's, I'm trying to think of something without getting too personal. If someone thinks that you're not making time for them, no, this is going to sound too obvious, and I don't want to talk about everything that happened, because it's not fair on him. But the point is, take all the criticism on board, listen to it, absorb it, and think what you can do. Well, some of the things you might not agree with, but some you might think, yeah, okay, I was a bit bad like that, so how can I build upon myself and make myself a better person? So try and always take the good from everything, because I think it's very, very easy to absorb all these text messages and phone calls and words that are being said to you about what a bad person you are, and sort of wallow in them, and that's really, really damaging for your self-esteem, and you will not get anywhere either with that person if you want to get back with them, on your own, or with someone else. You need to completely love yourself in a non-arrogant way, of course. So things that would help me is, I guess the main thing is surrounding yourself by people that do really love you for who you are. So work colleagues, friends, my family, and just seeing them, even if it's just for a coffee on a weekend, or literally for the last like 9 months I've spent every Saturday night at my mum and dad's, who've been amazing. And you know, they'll always listen to you and help you along the way. But surround yourself by people that like you, because you need that little bit of a boost to make you feel that you are a decent person. What else? Okay, so there's just a little bit of a silly tip, but it worked for me, and it might make me sound a little bit mental, but I will say it in the hope that it helps some girls out there, well, or boys, anyone. So I can remember one particular day, and it was probably about the back end of September last year, and I had driven to work, and I'd parked down the street from work, and I was walking up, and it was a beautiful, beautiful sunny day, but yeah, I still felt quite flat. I felt quite sad and teary, and was feeling a little bit like, why is this happening to me? And I've put everything into that relationship, why is it not work? How can other people manage to hold relationships together and their careers and families and friends and everything, and what am I doing wrong? And I just was feeling really down. And as I left my car and started to walk up to work on this beautiful day, I just thought, snap out of it, you've got a lot to be thankful for. And so, this is the mental bit, I started to think, okay, what are the good things in my life? What can I, you know, look forward to and be thankful for? And as I was walking up to work, if there's anyone from work watching this, they're going to think I'm a complete nutter. But I was like, okay, let's think of 5 things before I enter work and start a day, and make sure I have a positive day. So I'd be like, okay, I've got a brilliant job that I absolutely love. Even though money is tough, I'm managing financially, and I own my own home, and that's given me the security that I need, and I'll always have that, and I've got my own place, and that's quite a big deal for me. I have my health, which is great. My family and friends are there for me, support me and love me, and most importantly, they're really healthy too. And just generally felt thankful for being okay. You know, I was healthy, I was making the best of things, and I was still managing to get up and go to work. Like, there hasn't been a day that I haven't gone into work because of this breakup. I've actually made myself go in and do more. So I thought of these 5 really little things, you know, health and my house and things like that, and sort of talking to yourself with that positivity really does make yourself feel better, and it sort of gave me that little bit of a lift that I need. And sometimes you need to do that to yourself. You need to, as cheesy as it sounds, you do need to love yourself. And although I always have, I've been very, you know, very confident person, and I've never had sort of any issues with myself that I don't like this and I don't like that. That's thanks, I think, to my upbringing, because my mum, you know, has always had loads of confidence and loves who she is and her body and her skin and her makeup and clothes and her life and her personality and everything like that. And also I think my 2 best friends, Amanda and Lisa, are the same. So I've always since a small age been surrounded by women that are confident in themselves and don't have any insecurities. So although I've always had that, when a relationship breaks down and it's not out of your choice, you do start to be concerned and think, okay, well, I've done everything I could have, and I've been like myself, I've been so open to this person and so true, yet it wasn't good enough, or it didn't make him happy, or obviously it hasn't worked. And it's really easy to sort of come down on yourself and start thinking, maybe I'm a bad person, maybe I should have done this and maybe I should have done that. And like I said earlier, whilst it's healthy and important for you to absorb all that information, don't dwell on it. So you think about things, you know, before you go to sleep, and take it all on board, but please just keep that inner strength in you that you are a good person. What other tips can I give? I think just learning to realise that although it does feel like it's the end of the world, it isn't. It really isn't. And there's lots of like little sayings that I like, such as, you know, one door needs to close for another to open, and everything does happen for a reason. I really do think that. So I can only think that there's going to be really, really good times ahead for me. And I think everyone should think that too. And another saying, which is very cheesy, it's called a breakup because it's broken. And I think as much as you can try and fix things and want to fix things, there's a reason why it's happened. And, you know, I think as well, once someone's broken up with you, I think it is hard to go back, and I don't think I would. I don't think I could. I think there's sort of too much as... It's different in every circumstance, I know, but sometimes too much has been said and done. And I do sort of model relationships, this probably isn't that healthy, but on my parents, who have been together like 47 years now, and they have like little rows like everyone does, but they've never had a breakup. And you shouldn't. You know, you should be two individuals who love themselves and each other, and you just happen to be part of each other's lives and building your life together with a family. But I think some people just put too much into a relationship and put too much emphasis on it, and you shouldn't. You should start to think of yourself more, because, you know, you came to the world alone. You go... That sounds really depressive that you go out of the world on your own, but you are on your own, really, aren't you? And you shouldn't really rely on anybody, and just take the good from people, but don't rely on them. Anyway, I'm going on, and I've probably gone a little bit deep and emotional, but this is me, I'm afraid. But I think the point of doing these, I want to do like a few tips and advice videos, because I just want to help people, because I found it really, really, really hard last summer. It was awful, and I think I put a lot of pressure on myself as to why the relationship broke down, and it bothered me more so because of my age as well. I think, you know, I've been through breakups before, and I've been in my early 20s and stuff, and it's kind of not, it doesn't feel as important. You just get on with life. But sometimes when you're getting older and there's people around you getting engaged and married and having children, you think, oh my God, am I ever going to find love and be settled? But I think having my own house has really helped me, because it's me, and it's got my personality to it, and it's somewhere that I can always come back to, and it's a security. So I think if anyone has the opportunity or does have that, to concentrate on it, and it really does make a big difference. Because when I've been through a breakup before, years ago, we had a house together, long story, but I ended up having to move into mum and dad's for 6 months or more before I bought this place, and whilst they're fantastic and it was good, and it was kind of good for me at the time because I was really, really down to be around people, I feel such a difference in myself knowing that I've got my independence and this is my house. And yeah, just you kind of feel proud that even though you've lost something, you've achieved something else. But yeah, I just want to help other people, because when it happened to me last year, it was horrendous. And as you know, people at work, I made some great friends there because they've listened to me and helped me, and we've gone out for tea and we've had like just nice lunches out and stuff. And there's my best friends Amanda and Lisa are always there if I need a moan or a cry or just a good time. And surround yourself by people. That's all I say. And it's good to have those nights alone where you wallow in it a bit and have a good old cry, because I think you need that. It's part of the healing process. But don't wallow in it too much. It's not going to do anyone any good, you know. I think the best thing that only happened quite recently with my ex and I is that we unfriended each other on Facebook and cut all ties in the cyber world. And I think that helps, because I think you can talk to yourself and think, I wonder what he's up to, I wonder who he's with, and I know he was doing the same, and it's just no good for anybody. So if you can, you know, I'd just cut all contact as soon as you feel you can, really. For me, it was just harder to do that because of the little girl involved, and I will always miss her. I'll obviously miss my ex, but I'd never wanted children before she came into my life, and I helped raise her, and literally from her being born, so I was involved in feeds and, you know, seeing her walk for the first time and talk for the first time, and I will always hold such a special place in my heart for her, and I know that I'll think about her every day for the rest of my life. But I remember someone saying to me once, like, yeah, I bet you regret getting involved in that situation, and I bet you'll never get involved with someone else who's got children and stuff, but that's not the case at all, and I think that's a really unhealthy thing to think as well. You should never regret anything you do in your life because it feels right at that time, and you make those decisions because it's your gut feeling and you want to go ahead with it, and you learn from everything. Like I said, I never wanted to have children, but since I had her in my life, I know that I do want children and I could be a good mother. And although I miss her and it's so painful not having her in my life anymore, so painful not knowing, you know, her development, I think because she was so young and stuff as well, like what new words is she saying, and is she still into dancing, and is she doing this and is she doing that. I'll always think that all her life, but I would never not do it with someone else, because you get so much out of it, and I know that she got something out of me, and I know that whatever he may say, I know that I helped him during the time that she was young, and I know that, you know, it was good for everybody at the time. So yeah, don't regret anything. Don't punish yourself because you do things that feel right at the moment, and I think it could be quite damaging to yourself to think, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and I wish I hadn't have got involved, and I'll never meet someone else who's got a child or children because I'll have to go through all this heartbreak again if it doesn't work out. That's rubbish. You should never think, I'm not going to get involved with someone because I might get hurt again. You should just heal yourself like I've done, build upon yourself, build your life back again, and, you know, if that situation comes along again, embrace it. And I think you should give as much love, if not more, to the next person and the next person and the next person, because you're not going to get anything from it otherwise. So anyway, I've gone on and on and on and on, as usual, and I didn't mean to, and I haven't at all planned what to say, so I've literally just come here and babbled on as usual. But I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to upload it to YouTube, which is probably where you'll be watching it now. And I want to take on all your feedback. If you think this is a load of rubbish and I'm talking rubbish, or you're not interested, then just say, and I won't do any more. If there's even just one thing you can take out of this as advice, then I will do more, because for me, although I had my friends and family and colleagues, there isn't much out there to help people. There's like self-help books, which I think are a bit of a load of rubbish, to be honest, and some of them are a bit, I don't know. I am quite spiritual, and I believe in certain things, but I think some self-help books aren't right. I think it's better to talk to people who've been in those situations and real life situations, real life stories. So that's the purpose of these videos, because I want to help people, and if they've got any questions, like I'm thinking of doing a questions and answer session where if you've got anything, just write them on my Facebook page or tweet me, and I'll collate all the questions and then do a little video to help you all. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed it, but if you haven't, you know, just let me know. And I am planning lots of videos in the coming weeks. So I'm wanting to do one all about spring makeup and spring pastel colours that are coming in, but I need to wait until all the products have hit the stores and I've got samples sent and stuff, because at the moment there's only a few little bits of makeup. And I'm also going to be doing a tutorial on the new Maybelline foundation, the Air Foam, which is fantastic. I've got that on today. So there's going to be loads and loads of exciting new product reviews, and I'll upload those in the coming weeks. Thank you for watching. Bye.